Hey everyone, Courtney here. So on one of my previous videos, it was the floor planner system video that I posted maybe a week or two ago. A subscriber named Pam suggested that I compare some leathers for her, help her out with a decision that she may be making. And she specifically asked if I would compare the Outlander and the Mr. Darcy. And since I have an American Dream leather notebook, I figured I would throw that into the mix in case it helps anybody. I know for a long time I was trying to search all the time different leather comparison videos that I could find so that I could make my own Chic Sparrow decision. So if this helps anybody, and I know there are tons of leather comparison videos out there, including some by Jennifer Harvey herself, which obviously much more technical and completely more reliable, I would say. But at the same time, I figured I would just put one out there, quick video, to just offer my own opinions and kind of show you what I have and what I can offer. So the biggest thing between the three leathers that I noticed right off the bat is kind of how glossy versus matte is what comes to mind. You can kind of see that there's a shine on these two notebooks more so than the Outlander. So the Mr. Darcy, when I received this, and this was my first Chic Sparrow actually, and he came, I think he was even shinier than he is now. He's dulled a bit. He's gotten quite a beating. He's got some biofreeze on him that dangers of being a soccer coach. But he's softer than when I purchased him. He molded a lot more, and I did purchase the classic. But I love this notebook, but it is shiny, and it's very smooth, but it is shiny. And same thing with the American Dream. It does have that sheen to it a little bit, definitely more than the Outlander. Very smooth. All of the notebooks are smooth, but I'll talk a little bit about the difference and what I feel. This one, I would say that they're almost slippery. Not that it's gonna fall out of your hand, but that's what I would think. That's the word that comes to mind when I think of this kind of, texture or lack thereof. So this is kind of the same kind of texture, this shiny, slippery leather compared to the Outlander. The Outlander is still very smooth. Not big on the Outlander, the texture of notebooks. Like, I don't roll my notebooks because I don't necessarily like that texture that it gives. I'm very curious to see the Pemberley. Generally, I don't like pebbled leather, but at the same time, I like the name of the notebook, so I may end up purchasing that when it's available as well. But the Outlander it's very smooth also, but it's more rough, but not rough textured. I don't know if that makes any sense. It's like if you were to, almost like a rubber phone case, you know how it's smooth, but it's still almost sticky? I would say that's a little bit what the Outlander feels like. Almost like a suede. So you can see that it's not as shiny. It doesn't have the same kind of gloss or the same, you're not seeing the same kind of glare from the light on this notebook as you do on these two. And that's kind of the first thing you notice before you even open the notebook. So the second comparison that I have between the three is basically how floppy the leather is. Without question, the Outlander is the floppiest leather that I have owned, possibly that you can purchase from Chic Sparrow. And I'll show you the way that I determine or I notice how floppy a leather is. And that's how it shuts. Now, if I were to close all these notebooks, you can see, especially the American Dream is the one that does it the most, I would say. But you push that down, that's popping right back up. You open it, that's it. I'm not even moving it. It's kind of stiff, but that's it. It's popping right back up. Mr. Darcy's doing the same thing, not as badly though. And part of it is that I have a laminated insert, but if I hold that down, it still does the same thing. Again, it's not as much because this one is softer than this one. But the Outlander, nope, that's not going anywhere. That shuts, it slams closed, and it's not moving. If you look at the comparison, okay? So this is definitely a lot floppier. This is, I would say, the second softest, second floppiest, because it seems to mold a lot better and mold a lot easier than the American Dream did. Like I said, I don't roll. I don't love the texture, but I do kind of massage it. I would use that word to describe what I do when I receive notebooks. And just kind of move it and break things up a little bit. And I do remember when I received the American Dream, when I started doing that, you could kind of hear the crackling a little bit, so that you could tell that it was completely loosening the notebook up. So this is even better than it was when I purchased it. You do not need to do that with the Outlander. I didn't, especially because it's hard to do with a deluxe, I would say, but you absolutely don't have to. This was how it came, and that's it. Now, this was a second-hand notebook. I purchased this from someone in the Facebook group, but I'll say that I have an A6, and it does the same exact thing. It is closed, and the only time it pops up is because of my inserts. And this one is stuffed a lot more, so there's a difference on that one as well. But you can definitely see that this is absolutely the floppiest, and again, not rolled or anything. It's hard to tell. I guess you could see it right there where there's not another piece of leather. That's pretty moldable right off the bat. You can look at the thickness. I'm not great at determining the thickness or seeing how that is, but they look pretty much the same thickness in leathers. So it really does just come down to the actual leather itself and how that molds to everything. And for some, it may be that if you massage and mold and roll the Mr. Darcy, he may be doing the same thing. That has not happened for me yet. It may. He's been in use pretty consistently for the 8 or 9 months that I've had him, so he may, but I can't see the American Dream doing the same thing, to be very honest. I do love this. I love the color, so that is why I'm holding on to him, especially because that color is not available anymore. And I may start using him as an art journal. As bad as I am at art and all of those things, I do appreciate it, and I am completely inspired by everyone else on YouTube, so maybe someday I will be able to actually have some sort of art in here. But those are kind of the biggest things that I've noticed when it comes to these notebooks. Hopefully something that I said maybe helps you out a little bit. Yeah, this A6, I just open it and it kind of falls open and slams shut. And like I said, the only reason that this pops up a little bit is because I have it a little bit overstuffed with my Hobonichi in it as well. So I'm hoping that something in this video helped you guys, helped somebody, Pam especially, since you were the one that asked. Maybe you guys can take some of this and go through it a little bit and make your own decisions when it comes to the Chic Sparrow leathers. And the greatest thing about Chic Sparrow too is that it's constantly changing. Not the greatest thing for my wallet, and probably others as well, but there's always something new, whether it be the colors of different styles. When there are some kind of specials every once in a while, the Violet Mr. Darcy or the Sweet Pea. So you're constantly, there are things that are constantly changing. Leathers, new leathers that are coming out, old leathers that are coming back, tons of things to try. And there are everything's going to come down to personal preference. I can't say that one is better than the other overall. To me, in my eyes, that's not fair if I say this is absolutely better than the Maverick, because honestly, I've never touched the Maverick. It doesn't seem like I would like it, because if I'm so obsessed with the floppy, I don't know if something so structured would be for me. But at the same time, there's some people out there that love their Maverick and would probably hate the Outlander. So, like I said, it comes down 100% to personal preference. Best thing to do that I've found, and I've done it because I've sold a couple of notebooks before, if you're questioning, purchase one from either the Facebook group to start, or purchase one, and honestly, I can 100% guarantee that if you post it on a buy-sell group, someone's going to buy it from you. So if you get an Outlander and you don't like how floppy it is, post it on the group, sell it, go back and try again for a different leather. So that's kind of the biggest thing that I have. If you have other questions, please keep looking through YouTube, but also, leave a comment. I'll try to answer as much as I can, and hopefully this helped some of you out. So I hope you guys all have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye.